I remember getting the call with them asking me to be on the song Home, and they told me it was Will Smith. You know, he was in the movie. And the second I got that, I was like so excited. I was like, I don't care what this song sounds like, I'm going to be in it. I usually write all this, you know, every song I'm on. But I'm excited because he's so respected as an actor and a singer and a musician. And I feel like it's one or the other, and he kills both. So I really look up to him.
The world of Bright is pretty unique because it's Los Angeles as we know it, but as we don't know it. You know, you have magic, you got elves, you got orcs, you got fairies running around, but at the same time, you know, it's a world with a history, it's gritty. What really makes this movie work is the incredible chemistry that Will and Joel have on camera. You know, and I knew the movie was going to work when we did a screen test with everybody in full makeup. I couldn't stop laughing behind the monitor. I mean, what they do is just special in this. As a director, you know, I think more eyeballs are going to see this worldwide at the same time than anything out there. It's really exciting to do the first big tentpole with Netflix. And they, you know, they trusted me. They let me have my vision as a director and let me really go for it.
It is a very unique universe, and that David created and that Max, you know, came up with. And at the same time, it is so refreshing, you know, in the landscape where most of the big entertaining movies are all about remakes and reboots, you know, for better and for worse. Because I did Point Break, the remake, so I have nothing against it, but it's very refreshing to see that a new universe is being presented, you know, to audiences, you know, with very unique set of rules. As you said, it's an LA that might come very familiar to us, but with a lot of twists. It is also a great metaphor of a lot of, you know, of greater subjects that are going on in society. And that for me is necessary entertainment, you know, the one that can really give you the ride of your life, but at the same time could also invite you to reflect on issues that are relevant to all of us as people that live in a society that is so complex as ours is.
This is not a big IP that's been floating around for decades that has sort of a built-in audience. It's like an original script, an original concept, and you have an amazing filmmaker come in and bring that to life. And then you fill it up with guys like Will and everybody else. And obviously David's like he's an amazing filmmaker, and you have one of the most charismatic people in Will Smith, and at the center of the film. So I do not see it. I see it making waves. I see it like, you know, having a real impact.
While we were making it, I didn't think we were doing anything different to making a normal movie, except the other day when someone said, you know, you realize that given the budget of the movie and that it's sort of a big budget blockbustery type movie, that it's probably one of the biggest movies to be released on the amount of screens it's going to be released, because they can release it simultaneously in 100 whatever million screens. And that kind of made me feel a little overwhelmed, and I thought it was cool. When you get a bunch of familiar aspects and smash them together, the fusion of that can be an original thing. So the characters are borrowed in a way from Tolkien. The world, as it's really depicted, is borrowed from David Ayer's, no, not David Ayer, but LA itself, and David Ayer's relationship with that LAPD, South Central world. and he smashed them together. And so it feels unique, but it's a unique thing that's born of the fusion of familiar stuff.
It's like a grungy, gritty, real downtown LA 2017, but in this world it's orcs and elves and humans all living together. So that's the context of this story. It's an action-adventure, the relationship between Will's character Ward and Joel's character Jakoby, who's an orc, is exceptional. It's like one of the best parts of the movie is that at the beginning of the film, Ward doesn't even want to be in the same car as Jakoby because he's an orc, and then they get forced together, and then as the night descends into this wild, crazy action chase, their friendship is one of the best things about the movie. It's so good. I was training, doing the stunt training, learning Elvish. I was reading books like like fairy tale books to get into the mythology of it, and looking at archetypes like Joan of Arc for the spirituality and the fighting that's involved in this character. So yeah, I just like went in and put everything I could into it because I love Tikka so much.
Home was much more of a metaphor than a physical place, and I think it was a little harsh, and a little dark at first, right? And it was a song for this movie. The orcs are amazing. The makeup is ridiculous. I mean, it's all amazing, but there is something deeper to it, and that was what I caught watching it. I was like, whoa. I mean, the elves look great and all, but there's something deep here. For this movie to be doing what it's doing on such a big scale, I mean, this carpet is huge, so something big is going on. You got.
Right now we're at the Bright premiere, you know, the Bright movie theater right now, you know what I'm saying?
You got the brightest artists in the world with all these bright diamonds. It's only right we pull up tonight at the Bright, on the carpet, the Bright way.
The only way.
My boy Will Smith in it, we going crazy. There's a lot of action, a lot of struggle, a lot of pain.
Legendary Will Smith in the movie, man, you know, he inspired us.
You can really feel David's heartbeat in this one, and it's very raw, it's very authentic, it feels real, even though, you know, I'm an elf and we have orcs and, you know, fairies and lizard people, and that's like the combination of this like magical world like in David's hands is just a dream project. I think it has the perfect combination of, you know, it's like touching a really serious subject, and you know, it shows a lot of the cracks in the society that we can clearly recognize around us, but it's done in a very fun and colorful and strong way. I think it, you know, has all the components that a movie should have, but at the same time, it doesn't look like anything you've ever seen. It's a complete new wave. It's you know, my industry is changing fast, and I had a movie called What Happened to Monday that also was a Netflix film, and you know, people all over the world are watching it, and they keep watching it because it's not like it's up on the theaters and then it disappears. It's still there, which is amazing.
I think it's something like 190 countries, you know, and you know, it's exciting for me to be a part of this because it's really a new world. Nobody knows what's going to happen or how it's going to turn out, and it's a new paradigm. It's a major Hollywood shift. If Netflix can do major blockbuster films, then that's a game changer.